Mohammed Kuruma, a representative of the vice-chancellors and principals of other universities, stated that Professor Conte is one of the Sierra Leoneans who over the years have been contributing to the development of the educational sector in the country. He further requested the guidance of the Chancellor in helping leaders of other universities understand the techniques he employed for such quick success, in which he says the facilities he has seen and the serene nature of the university's environment are worth pointing out.
And clearly enough, under his short leadership with his Chancellor, my friends, I'm falling in love with this campus. And I'm pledging myself today to be an apprentice to the Chancellor and Vice Chancellor, to know what lies above, between, and below the miracles that rapidly change this place into what we call a learning environment. I'll be coming to learn from all of you, even from you, the students.
The occasion was attended by chancellors, vice-chancellors, professors, registrars, and lecturers from other universities. Students and residents in and out of Yoni Chiefdom were also present. Reporting for Central University Television, I am Marama Precious Halabi. Those who are resident in the Mile 91 community, Tonkolili district, singing and dancing as a way of celebrating the free healthcare initiated by the Community Health Foundation for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under the age of 5 in the community. In making her statement, the CEO of the Community Health Foundation, Linda Moksen-Sisei, says the hospital aims at providing quality and international standard healthcare for residents across the district and the country at large.
So this hospital for helping people them, especially women them, bella women them, cobra them, picking them. Now for that, this hospital now for lay we help now.
Vasti David Ochendu, a matron at the Community Health Center, teach the women present some techniques on how to take care of themselves for a healthy life and environment.
We say balanced diet. Mineral is there, water is there, carbohydrate is there, protein is there, and iron is there, and so many other things. So it is not mandatory that you must put meat inside your food. Like to get protein, beans. What is beans in Timini? Elele na protein, okay? So you can make soup without beans. It's protein.
Mariama Sisei, a beneficiary of the free health service at the Community Health Center, acknowledged the management and staff for helping them access good health facility in their community.
Me, as you can see, I'm so excited and I'm glad it's so much because of this free medical way. And Linda don't bring come for me in my 91. So when you see when I see the medicine there, I'm glad you from the beginning. So now they make accounts there and they don't give me medicine.
Linda Sisei concluded by attributing the success of their services to the Ministry of Health in Sierra Leone and donor partners, in which she says with their support, the foundation will continue to offer free medical services to residents from different communities.
We opened this hospital here. So far we have saved a lot of lives because all of those pregnant women who normally goes to Bangoka to get health care, now they come to Community Health Foundation Medical Center. Right here in my 91, we do surgeries for them. For example, we do cesarean section, which means to get the baby out if the woman is not able to give natural birth. We do hernia surgeries for men, both men and women. If they have hernia, we do that kind of surgery. We do appendix surgery. We do fibroid. We do cyst. I mean, we do different kind of surgeries. Even bone, we do bone surgeries here and some minor surgeries like abscess and all that. So because of that, all the community here, the Malantuan community, Yonin, Mabela, Chiefdom, all of them come here to get medical care. We're in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, so they are trying to support us. So far, they've been supporting us since we started. We are grateful. at the beginning, up till now, when we get medical equipment and supply from the US or any country, we want to ship them to Sierra Leone, the government provides a duty-free for us, so we don't pay duty. So because of that, that's why we are able to ship medical equipment and supply to the country.
Residents from different communities across the district were present for the health services. For Central Television, I am Marima Precious Halabi reporting.
Those were some residents of the Yonibana community who took to their feet when Yangadi Institute of Community Health Science and Technology, in collaboration with Sheikh Mohammed Kamara, popularly known as Jagaban, officially launched a week-long public health outreach at the United Methodist Primary School in Yonibana Town, Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolili District, on the theme Experiment Learning to Understanding Your Expectation and Examine Your Assumption. The Yangadi Institute of Community Health Science and Technology was established in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, in the year 1998 to help train young men and women to work in the country's health sector, addressing traditional leaders, residents, and health practitioners. At the public health outreach launching ceremony in the Yonibana community, Sheikh Mohammed Kamara, alias Jagaban, pointed out that his involvement in Yangadi's medical outreach activities is part of his philanthropic services to the nation.
That doctor will just talk, and exactly that's what he said. This is not politics. And Mr. Sef no can answer for can't talk politics. Because what's important are them pikia, wallahi, and the comrade. So now then they will need more. Now stuff like this, they make me the kind into politics. For me to be able for help, as much people as we able for help. So dear, we allow support not support Samura. Now we make sure say we put her inside power for stuff like this.
Principal of Yangadi Institute of Community Health Science and Technology, Idrissa Kamara, expressed happiness over the involvement of Sheikh Mohammed Kamara, alias Jagaban, in their activities. Kamara noted that the public health outreach is an annual event undertaken by the Institute to complement government efforts in boosting the country's health system.
We fully feel proud because now then kind of people that we been the ones for letting come to we aid, because this we just do and within we serve. Nobody know they been the sponsor we, but just because of we go to we cry we help, then they take and say yes, these are the right people that we they need for help. Because of we serve the help the vulnerable people. The health facility we they do general, we they treat for malaria, typhoid, we treat for general pain, the exception of operation as for now.
Dozens of pregnant women, lactating mothers, under 5 children and the aged benefited from the life-changing gesture. They, however, expressed thanks and appreciation to Yangadi Institute for such a hallmark humanitarian investment. For Central University Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from My 91.
Some heroines are born, while some are made. From the source of Sierra Leone, in a small village called Namaka, in the Tonkolili district, rose a woman with a passion to serve humanity. The name Linda Mokson Sisay has become a household name not only in Sierra Leone but the world over due to her selfless service to humanity. Linda is one of Sierra Leone's known heroines.
Linda Mokson Sisay is my name. I was born and raised in Sierra Leone, in Tonkolili district, in a small village called Mamaka. I was fortunate enough to go to the United States 2008, and I went to US and continued my education. So I was able to go to the nursing field, ended up having a Master's of Science in Nursing. I'm a practicing nurse in the US, and I'm also in school right now, continuing my education. Currently, I'm doing my doctorate, Doctors of Nursing Practice.
From childhood, Linda dreamt of working in the medical sector, and today she has become an icon, providing medical services to people of all ages, irrespective of their tribes, region, or social orientation.
Fortunately, I have a very supportive family. My family has been with me since I started this organization until where we are right now.
Surviving in a developing country like Sierra Leone is very difficult, but Linda overcame all odds and has become a symbol promoting the idea of hard work and dedication.
Growing up in Sierra Leone as a young girl, especially in the environment where I grew up in the village, I saw the desperate need for healthcare. Considering the environment I grew up, it was almost like impossible to get quality medical access.
Good works, they say, speaks louder than words, and so Linda's work was recognized and applauded in the Wells of Parliament as one of the Sierra Leoneans who have been contributing to national development.
Very impressive, and that I visited this facility when it was under construction, and I'm very pleased to come here today and see that the facility has been opened and they are providing medical care, medical treatment for people. So I visited the pharmacy. It is well stocked. They have a laboratory, and then the examination room, they have all the equipment they need, and I also visited the female ward and the maternity ward where I saw patients, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the hospital management and staff, to thank them for their work, and more importantly to thank the person behind this initiative. We understand who is a young Sierra Leonean lady, Linda, who is in the United States of America, came here. She's a healthcare worker in the United States, to establish this kind of facility to provide healthcare service. And government is going to support this kind of facilities, is going to ensure that this kind of facility that provide healthcare services is supported. I've had an engagement with the doctor, and they will go back and see what additional support government can provide to this kind of facility. But I'm very pleased. I want to thank all the medical staff and the nurses for the good job. Thank you very much.
Community Health Foundation is a charity organization. The idea came in because of the passion I have to help humanity. I always wanted to help my people to, especially on maternal and child health. So when I went to the US, I was able to become a nurse, and I decided to form Community Health Foundation, which is a charity organization in the US. That was 2019. And 2020, that's when I registered in Sierra Leone here, also as a charity organization. So since then, we started getting donations of medical equipment and supply, ship them to Sierra Leone, also donate to the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation.
With the support from family members, benefactors, and other kind-hearted individuals, Linda's dream is gradually actualizing.
Fortunately, I have a very supportive family. My family has been with me since I started this organization until where we are right now. The Moxin family has been supportive, they've been helping me, and that's why I'm able to be where I am right now.
With hard work and resilience, Linda's journey has given hope to many people in Sierra Leone and beyond.
We want to expand this facility. The goal is not just to stay here, the goal is to expand our service in different communities in Sierra Leone. If possible, West Africa as a whole. We want to be able to move to different countries. We already started a bigger project that is 100-bed capacity. Because this one we already finished here that is functional right now is just 30 beds. If we are able to complete this 100 bed, it's going to serve as a general hospital for Sierra Leone, instead of people going out of the country for medical tourism. We are looking out to get support from donors, partners. We are open to partnership, both national and international donors or partners who want to come in to help us achieve our dream. We are grateful if we are able to get donors. Basically, we are open to partnership.
The bigger the dream, the longer the journey, and the greater the responsibility. Humanity is our responsibility. The 12th day of June 2022 began in the Mal 91 community, Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolili district, with dozens of residents singing and dancing as a way of welcoming the Paramount Chief-elect following his successful coronation in Kono district by President Julius Maada Bio. The Yoni Mamela Chiefdom came into existence after the de-amalgamation process some years ago. Subsequently, after a tense but peaceful election, Usman Kondo Kamara was declared winner of the election. Kondo's victory was decisive after he hugely defeated the other candidates. He secured 464 valid votes out of 579 votes, accounting for 80% of the valid votes cast in that election. Speaking to the gathering, the Paramount Chief-elect Usman Kondo Kamara appreciated the efforts of all those who made it possible for his successful ascension to the throne.
I want to thank all my people for giving me this power, and I pray we enjoy this power together in peace, unity, and tranquility. Having this power doesn't mean I am different from you people. I am still your son, brother, and servant as usual.
The residents expressed happiness over the election of the new Paramount Chief and further cited some of their expectations.
The happiness we will get today, because Mark, you go to a vote for them. I hope say all the people that are Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, they expect the water, light, food, they expect that and all. Because they suffer for water right now.
Wife of the resident Minister North, Adama Kuroma, said she feels impressed with the reception given to the Paramount Chief and entourage. She urged the community people to detach politics from chieftaincy. She advised that the people should give the Paramount Chief the required support to govern the chiefdom accordingly.
The reception is so fine, people are happy, people are jubilant, people are so proud. The message where they take them, Paramount Chief issue, now government of the day, they work with. Not a politician, not a nothing, they work with people, they work with the government of the day. Let person not say, when the Paramount Chief, this person, that when a politician, enough for them with them.
Traditional masks were used to entertain the crowd as people found their seats under the community barrier in Yonibana town. People were invited from across the chiefdom, as well as friends at national and district government offices. For CUMT Television, I am Mariama Precious Halabi, a final year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology.
And welcome to a usual program live at Central University on CUSL Television Channel 2. I am Stella.
And I am James Samuel. Today we are broadcasting live outside the studios and bringing to your screen what's happening at CUSL. Today we are having the Student Union presidential elections, where our students will have the opportunity to elect a student representative that will serve as an intermediary between students and the administration. Let's have an overview of the ongoing event from students themselves. Okay. Well, hi, so we see students in queue. So we want to know what's happening here.
Actually, today is the day for our fourth student union president election here at Central University. Because we all know that student union politics is a core mandate to the living existence of every university, be it Central University or wheresoever in the world. So it is our fourth student union election that we are holding today here at Central University. That is why you see a variety of students standing in the queue.
Wow. And we sense peace in the student union election. So what do you think is the main cause? Because other universities, there is a lot of commotion, fighting everywhere. And Central University student union election is very peaceful. What do you think is the cause for that?
So actually, I'm in love with that question, right? That makes Central University a unique university. That makes it different characters to other universities who are considered unique. That's because these are fourth student union elections, as I've mentioned earlier. And all of the past two elections that we've conducted here so far, they are all a peaceful elections. And we all know the responsibility for the conduct of a peaceful election has to do with the transparency and the fair of the electoral commission. And our electoral commission here at Central University are very transparent in things like election process. So that is why you see all of the elections that we've conducted, including this very one that we are conducting here today, will be a very peaceful one.
Your name and classmate? I am Janet Sankova from Mass Communication Department. Janet, how do you see this day?
Well, I see this day as a good day, a great day, and for me, like, I have a great spirit for today.
Okay, so Janet, we sense that the election is very peaceful, while in other institutions in Sierra Leone, we are having commotion when it comes to elections like this. So what do you think is the cause for this?
Well, I feel like for every institution, if you like put your strategies in place and everything, then you'll be able to be like Central University to actually have a peaceful election like us. And another thing is that we're not as plenty as other universities. We're just this kind of minimum number, like we can be able to do things and go under control and other things. Yeah.
And also, do you think your candidate will win?
Yes, I am so optimistic that he is going to win.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
So you're one of the aspirants for the Student Union Presidential election.
Sure.
So why do you go in for this?
And of course, when we talk student union elections, these are elections conducted to actually have students that will represent their friends, their college mates, outside and within the university. And of course, as an individual here at Central University, I have committed myself since I came to year one to helping others. I have shown concern beyond all reasonable doubt to students, and I care that students get the best representation possible, because Central University is known for academic excellence. And of course, you know my name, I am by excellence. And I stand for anything that is excellent. So if our university is to do well at the landscape of other universities or among other universities, I believe it is imperative that we have a representation that will always reflect the image of this university. We must, and I should say, we are in the position to actually make this happen. Because in the going forward of any university, we the students have a role to play. We are the ones that will make people know the image of the university outside of Central University. If we stay back and not send the rightful image of the university out there, then I believe we will be doing our university wrong, and we shall be disloyal to our university by doing such a thing. That is why I thought it's fit to actually go in for the presidency, because I believe I will actually represent the students of Central University to the fullest. And of course, I like this last one. What if I do not win? And of course, I have been doing good things since I came to Central University. Yeah, I used to say there are few individuals at Central University that will say, by excellence never stood before me and actually teach me. This is because they were not willing to actually show. But I have always been doing good work. So in case I do not win, I am used to doing good. I continue, and of course I have told my friends, my supporters, to maintain calm. And I know you are a journalist, and you know exactly you are supposed to be going through the media. So you must have seen the message I said last night. So all of the groups that indeed this is a fight, we must fight it well. And of course, if we are fighting, let's also realize that we should not vandalize anything at Central University. Because this is the university that gathered us all here, that has put us all together. So if we are supposed to actually celebrate, and we are supposed to exercise our rights, our franchise, we must do it peacefully. So in case I do not win, I believe my supporters, and by extension, even the supporters of the opponent, will see reasons, because it is not within the records of Central University for students to fight over elections. So we believe such an atmosphere will continue to exist at Central University.
Okay, so Your Excellency, what's the message for the voters, your supporters out there?
Okay, the message I have for voters out there is that they are now in the position to decide for Central University. To decide, to make a decision on who should represent them. And this individual is supposed to be fit for the task. This is because the worst leadership will give us the worst representation. And I believe, without no doubt, no iota of peradventure in my mind, that individuals of Central University have that knowledge. They are reasonable. That's why when you go to vote, you do it alone. That is because it is a trust that is placed in every individual. I believe students of this institution should go out there and make their university proud. They should not in any way, and I repeat, students should not in any way betray their university by voting for sentiment. Sentimental votes are things that are going to divide our university, and we hate divisions because Central University gathers a host of centralists. We all centralists. So I will say I am proud to be a centralist. I believe it can be done. It must be done. It will be done. And we are the ones that will do it. God bless us all.
Thank you very much for your time. I am Joseph Besima Samuels, a student of the Department of Business Information Technology, BIT to be specific. Claudia, Joseph Besima Samuels, we understand that you are one of the aspirants in the 2022 presidential elections. So what prompts you to go in for this? What is the reason?
Of course, so many reasons, but if I can make it brief, we've been here, if I can say, it's 4 years now we've been here. Of course, we have seen presidents coming and going with series of promises, with series of messages that people may want to hear. Of course, in our politics these days, most people want to hear captivating messages, messages that will move them, but at the end of the day, even they themselves believe or they know that it will not be materialized. So like looking at all of these things, I thought it fit that if I go in, because I'm a man that believes in action, I'm a man that believes in reality, not about saying things that will not come to pass. So like I said, no, if people have come and gone with the same promises and nothing has been materialized, then I know I can fix some of these problems. Then I am the right person to come into politics this time around. So that's the reason why I came into this.
You said that you're the right person. So what would you say about your opponent?
Of course, I have no right to condemn anyone. But looking at the aspect of him being the current chief minister without resigning, and he's another candidate for this election, what do you think? Is that a good one? National politics say going into any position or pledging for any position, you must have resigned a month or a week towards the election. But as we are talking up to now, the man is a chief minister and he can't show anything that he did while he was in a past government, and he's still chief minister without resigning. So what are we preaching? What are we practicing? Is it that what we want for our nation, not only for the university? No, I don't think so. So if I think I am the right person, it's because this man being my opponent as a chief minister without resigning and going in for this position, the man just have 2 months to go. He was done here. I'm here till next year. So what do you think? Do we want to get our representative whereby we'll be calling all the time to be on campus in order to represent us, or we want somebody that is already here? So he's somehow capable, but I don't think he's ready for the job. And I am ready for the job. That is why I am here.
Let's leave that for the
the expectation in terms of the election, the outcome of the election? Of course, my expectation is like it's yes, it's a yes. It's a yes for me. So I believe it's my turn, it's my time to win this. But if at all I do not emerge the victor of this particular election, then all I will say to my fans, my friends, my colleagues, and my voters, be calm and be still and continue the peace. I want to assure them all that I am a peaceful man. I have been practicing peace since I came here, and I will continue to uphold that one. Central University has turned out to be an exemplary body, if I may put it that way, for anything concerning election. We are not like other universities. Of course, we've been hearing or we've had testimony of people being into violent, into chaotic action while elections are proceeding or after election. But trust me, Central University has turned out to be a very good example throughout these years, and we will continue that one. I will assure you, my supporters will not be involved in any kind of violent act after the election. Win or not, I assure you of this.
The election process is ongoing. The students of Central University are cooperative and exercising the franchise. What you take?
Exactly, Stella. I can see the facial expression of students, and both camps are fighting for the title. Let's see who is who. But before then, let's have the views of students who have casted their votes.
Your name and department?
Sally Kamara, Mass Communication Year 1.
Sally Kamara, have you casted your vote?
Yeah, sure, I've casted my vote.
So how was it like?
I entered, I have to make the right choice because I have to be rationalized in my choice. So I enter, I have to make my choice and vote.
So was the process fast? Was it slow?
The process is slow because people are not coming to vote. Some are in classes because if we observe at Java University, and when they say a process of election, you don't see people attending lectures. They skip lectures and focus on the election because it is very paramount. It builds the foundation for students who are it's a whole body, it's a whole institution. So there should be that pace wherein they should create that pace for them. But I see this institution wherein students are in classes, others are out there to vote. So it's a bit how confusing.
So as a student, what is your experience about today's student election?
Well, I cannot say I have any bad experience. My whole experience is just that. They should, if they should make the election all the time, they should make it on Saturdays, weekdays, so it will not affect both the classes and the election. So that is the only thing I'm advising on my experience.
This is how we draw the curtain down on today's edition. Program live at Central University on CU Television Channel 44. I am Stella King.
And I am James Samuel Thurley. We've had different views of people who have casted their votes and who are yet to cast their votes. We hope they make the right decision. Stay connected. Till then, ta-ta.
Bye.
After several goings and comments, Sierra Leone's Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, on the basis of recommendations from the Tertiary Education Commission, has finally awarded the university status to the then Canadian college situated in Mile 91, Tonkolili District. This university status has brought about joyous conduct to not just students and staff, but community residents of Mile 91 and other surrounding environs as well. It was on such that a massive welcome was organized for the Chancellor of the Canadian University, Moksin Sisay Sr. There were processions from Mamorka village onto the Mile 91 township, where the Chancellor and the rest of the staff and management of the university were accorded with laudable praises. In Mamorka village, Chancellor Moksin spoke of how the university is a product of the people of his community and Sierra Leone at large, and that he was very pleased for such developments. At CUMT, the Chancellor continued to thank all persons and promised that more work has to be done.
Today about the success of hard-working people and waiting everyone in this community, starting from the landlords, going to the families, going to everyone, friends, and the staff and everybody will put hand for Logani success today. So I will take her from there for express thanks. First of all, we need to thank Papa God. We make everything what you did for so today impossible. Today is a day where certain areas, sectors, people, we need for also recognize them. This is a very short thank you we make today. The big one therefore come. So by not going further, I also say a big thank you for now.
Regent Chief of the Mal 91 community, Alhaji Yusuf Bari, was also appreciative of the transformation and could not hide his admiration.
Kind excitement we get today, it just seems like we salon begin independent. So we're glad over 100% for with chiefdom, with town, and with districts and the country at large for we get this kind of university. Now we own place now. It means more than a lot to we because before this time, subsequently, people in the strain, we brothers them, we picking them, we sisters them, for let them migrate them from Musa Wide for go on another side, for go fend book landing. I feel say that's not a strain. So for now, for let you picking a day within the community, they attend university, at the end of the day, turn back nine hours, you do whatever you get for do, what you for assist you as a parent to assist you, that's a big achievement.
Lecturer and Director of Marketing at CUMT, Sheku Putka Kamara said that the gracious welcome of the CEO was planned and thoughtfully executed, and that more advancements were on the way for the university.
There was every need to welcome the CEO and Chancellor, Muhsin Sise, because this is a milestone. Most people have spent years in doing these things, but then the outcome has not always been fruitful. And so for the fact that this is one man who has had a vision and is able to actualize it in less than 10 years. I think it's very welcoming, and so that was the thrust to have welcomed him. Now when you talk university, it's actually creating room for rapid expansion, and that is where the institution is actually going to set a brighter pace. By this I mean we now expect a range of programs to begin to run. We now expect massive recruitment, not just for staff, but also for community people who may have other works to do. Because at the end of the day, community service forms a key part of what we do here. So to us, work has just begun, and we're not going to take things for granted because we have a responsibility to ensure that all of the positives that we are known for are now better advanced and far more advanced, because in the end it's about ensuring that we do not continue to decrease, but we increase on the positive strides that we've been doing over the years.
The official launch of the university is expected to be done in January 2022. But what cannot be taken away is the fact that the Canadian University is surely and truly a place where careers begin. For CUMT Television, I am Arama Pashisalabi, a final year student of the Mass Communication Department at the Canadian University of Modern Technology in Mile 91. Reporting.
Chapel Mile 91 branch was established in 2009. The church in those years faced some challenges in accommodating its numerous members. At the dedication ceremony, the pastor in charge, Christopher Yamba, says the building is a fulfillment to continue God's work in this part of the vineyard.
So too, we have been having several constraints, to reach out the gospel to people. Most of the areas that we have rented places, we have been relegated, we have been sent out, we have been chased out. So we thought it fit that at least we need to have our own structure wherein we can accommodate people, thousands of people. Because we have a lot of members out there that have been facing a lot of challenge. So we thought it's fit that we have to put up a structure like this so that the word of God can be suitable and well preached.
In her joyous mood, Deaconess Roslyn thoroughly recalled some of the challenges clergymen and their members had gone through in the past years. She, however, gave God glory for the building.
We don't start now from 2009. We'll not be get building. We start now SLR, one quarter and then we start. From there we move, we come UMC, the old school. We get UMC, the one they get the place, then we get Monawi, decide for move camp up Borough Daya. Make small but finally we will worship during Pastor Vanicius in time. So we did it, and then they changed Pastor Vanicius, then Pastor Israel come. We said that very hard working pastor. So he said the place don't small for we move from this place, we go at the community center. So within our community center, we see again say the place look small for we. We rent one place now, SLM Road, one hall in the road we rent, where the place, because there's a winner's shop for we that people will get money, and indeed we get money. So the people they decide to increase the rentage. And by that time, Pastor Israel no be there, he don't left now, they don't transfer. Now during Pastor Roy in time, Pastor Roy said no. He said we don't go pay that kind of amount. Instead, we go back up road, we go make a lecture smaller. So we can't up road, but really it be so challenging. We can't up road again, we can't make this buffer now. We then will worship God, say Papa God, in your time reach.
Pastor Yamba encouraged residents to endeavor to be part of their subsequent services for the furtherance of God's work and spiritual growth. For Central University Television, Alaji Kamara, a third-year student at Central University, reporting.
Are you a lover of music? Does the fun of sports get to you? Central University offers you fun while studying. At Central University, you have the chance to study and still be part of what you love. Enrolling at Central University provides you with the opportunity to explore your skills in a basketball team, volleyball team, music band, and a football team. You will never get bored while studying here. The admission portal is still open. Apply today and have the chance to explore your unique talents. You want it all. You can get it all at Central University, a place where careers begin.
Hello and welcome. This is News Eye here on CUMT Television, Channel 44. I am Mayama Precious Halabi, a final year mass communication student at the Kenya University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
No speed bumps at the township of Bokabambi. How is this a problem?
This issue of us not having any speed bump in our community has been a major problem for us. We have been pleading to our leaders in the Man 91 community and the government as well, but nothing has been done. We have lost up to 8 people to accidents while crossing this road. 5 are children and 3 are older people.
Is lack of safe drinking water still a challenge in some parts of Sierra Leone?
We don't have good water wells. The only water tap we have here is across the road, and we are afraid to send our children there because many of our children have been killed while crossing that road.
And potential university students from the private school more than high visit CUMT.
We are impressed. I am personally impressed because I've studied in other universities in Sierra Leone, 2 or 3 of them. And I think the facilities here are quite really, really impressive. I am impressed, and I am sure the kids also are moved by what they saw today.
Now for the full news with Mayama Precious Halabi.
Residents of the Bonkababe town, Tonkolili district, have raised concerns over the lack of not having any speed bumps in their township, which according to them is a potential threat and could affect one's rights to life. Here is the story.
The lack of speed bumps in strategic areas has been the cause of many deaths in many rural communities in Sierra Leone. Bonkababe is a town in the northern part of Sierra Leone. The town ends with a deadly curve with no speed bumps, and according to residents, they have lost many loved ones as a result of that. Ibrahim Kamara is a brother to the chief of the town, and he explains how the situation has affected them in their community.
This issue of us not having any speed bump in our community has been a major problem for us. We have been pleading to our leaders in the Man 91 community and the government as well, but nothing has been done. We have lost up to 8 people to accidents while crossing this road. 5 are children and 3 are older people.
Mohamed Kagbo described the feeling of losing his younger brother some years ago as a tragic situation as a waste of precious life.
Don't die. My brother was killed by accident while he was crossing the road to fetch water across the road. Those scenes have left heavy feelings in our hearts. We have asked our leaders to help us, but we have not yet seen any efforts.
Residents say they will continue to plead to the government and any other organization to help them curtail the situation and help maintain their safety in their community. CUMT TV, I am Mariam Precious Halabi reporting.
Still on Bunkababe, residents have also talked about having challenges in accessing clean and safe drinking water in their community. My colleague Emmanuel B.S. Conte has more on the story.
Access to water facilities are basic amenity entitled to all Sierra Leoneans. Here at the Bunkabe village in Man 91 Yoni Bana Chiefdom Tonkolili district, water shortage has been a great challenge for residents in the community. Speaking to Ibrahim Kamara, a resident in the village, he says water shortage has been a great problem for them in the community, which has over the years led to them losing many development projects in their community.
There is a great problem of water crisis in the community, and this has led to us losing many development projects in the community.
So, a source of problem. Sone Kanu, another resident, says the community lacks water facility. The only water well they could fetch water from is a death trap.
We don't have good water wells. The only water tap we have here is across the road, and we are afraid to send our children there because many of our children have been killed while crossing that road. So we send them to fetch water at the stream.
Mohamed Kagbo said they have raised the same concern to their authorities, but nothing has been done.
They will cancel them. We have begged our councillors to help us renovate the only water well we have, because if they work on this water well, we will not continue to lose our children through accidents again.
Other residents says they will continue to plead to the government, stakeholders and NGOs to come to their aid before the issue gets out of hand. Emmanuel B.S. Conte, CUMT TV News.
Potential students and principal of the Modern High School paid a one-day campus visitation to the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Such visitation, according to the Director of Marketing at the Canadian University, Sheku Putka Kamara, are a strategy to make sure that potential clients get first-hand experience from the CUMT environment. Here is the story.
The Modern High Private School in Freetown has paid a one-day campus visitation to the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Such visitations are a strategy that CUMT's Marketing Directorate currently uses to make sure that potential clients get some first-hand experience of the CUMT environment. The principal of the Modern High Private School, Michael Tabi, says he has been to other universities in the country, but that the facilities at the Canadian University of Modern Technology are very impressive and that the university shows its strength on a practical-based approach.
We are impressed. I am personally impressed because I've studied in other universities in Sierra Leone, 2 or 3 of them, and I think the facilities here are quite really, really impressive. I am impressed, and I am sure the kids also are moved by what they saw today. It's a practical approach to learning. It's not about theory. So I moved through everything. I went to the radio station, television station, computer. I've been all over the place, and I'm quite impressed.
Speaking to a pupil of the school, Jonathan Stafford, he expresses his opinion about the university, saying that he is impressed with the facilities he had seen.
The place is really good. My first time being around this place, I saw they have many equipment for learning. Computers are very good, and some of the labs, teachers are very good. It was also a place with a computer laboratory. So when I went there, it was really good. It taught us something about programming, I think is really good.
The Directorate of Marketing at the Canadian University of Modern Technology, Sheku Putka Kamara, says the gesture is to put the university at the world mark by commercializing the institution, and that the institution goes by the adage that says, seeing is believing, thereby projecting institutional visibility, acceptability, and credibility.
I think what happens today is not a new phenomenon in the sense commercializing Canadian University has been a trend that we're following, and we hope to attain institutional visibility, acceptability, and credibility. And when we get new institutions, private institutions and some public institutions to visit our institution, it's about ensuring that we go by the adage that says, seeing is believing. Because many a time you get to hear people say a whole lot of things about institutions and places, and sometimes it may not always be ideal. So here when we bring them, it's about making sure that what they see on TV is a reflection of what they get to see here. Because in matters of this nature, you really want to ensure that what you say is factual and that it is accurate.
Other students encourage the general population to choose Canadian University as a tertiary institution to further their education. And they say it's a grade A university which provides modern education. Emmanuel B.S. Conte, CUMT News.
Let's go for a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Stay connected.
This is the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Here, we move a little differently. We are the change makers, the innovators. We are solving the problems of the 21st century. We create, we lead, we inspire. Beginning your journey at Canadian University is opening your chapter to success. Here, we are a family that works together to make the change today for a better Sierra Leone and world tomorrow. Here is a home for you. Canadian University of Modern Technology, a place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. There's been some alleged discoveries that the Niamey military carried out a series of mass killings of civilians in July that resulted in the deaths of at least 40 men.
Eyewitnesses and survivors said that soldiers, some as young as 17, rounded up villagers before separating the men and killing them. Video footage and images from the incident appear to show most of those killed were tortured first and buried in shallow graves. The killings took place in July in 4 separate incidents in Kani Township, an opposition stronghold in Sageng district in central Niamey. It is thought the killings were a collective punishment for attacks by military groups demanding a return to democracy following a military coup in February. A spokesman for the military government did not deny the allegations. The military has faced resistance from civilians since it seized control of the country, which is also called Burma, deposing a democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi. 11 witnesses in Kani accounts with mobile phone footage and photographs collected by Niamey Witness, a UK-based NGO that investigates human rights abuses in the country. The largest killing took place in Yin village, where at least 14 men were tortured or beaten to death and their bodies thrown in a forested gully. The witnesses in Yin, whose names were withheld to protect their identities, revealed that the men were tied up with ropes and beaten before they were killed. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
Latif's candidate Gabriel Boric has won Chile's presidential election to become the country's youngest ever leader.
In what was expected to be a tight race, the 35-year-old former protest leader defeated his far-right rival, Jose Antonio, cast by 10 points. Mr. Boric told supporters he would look after democracy, promising curbs on Chile's neoliberal economic model. He will lead a country that has been rocked in recent years by mass protest against inequality and corruption. Mr. Boric's victory prompted celebrations on the streets of the capital, Santiago, with his supporters waving flags and honking car horns. In a speech, Mr. Boric said he was taken on the job with humility and a tremendous sense of responsibility, vowing to firmly fight against the privileges of a few. Official results gave Mr. Boric 56% of the votes against Mr. Katz 44%. Mr. Katz conceded defeat barely an hour and a half after polls closed, and with around half of ballots counted. Both candidates offered starkly different visions for the country, and both are outsiders representing political parties that have never been in government. Once the most stable economy in Latin America, Chile has one of the world's largest income gaps, with 1% of population owning 25% of the country's wealth, according to the United Nations. Mr. Boric has promised to address this inequality by expanding social rights and reforming Chile's pension and healthcare systems, as well as reducing the work week from 45 to 40 hours and boosting green investment. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
This is where we end News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I have been your presenter, Marima Precious Alabi. Until next time, stay connected. Good evening, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Marima Precious Alabi, a final year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Some officials from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education visit Canadian University.
I'm really, really impressed. I was talking to my colleague and I said, what are these people? The student hosted, fantastic. You know, classrooms, you know, everything. I think really, if we are actually to consider the organization.
Residents in Sabi village commenced harvesting on 10 hectares of rice farm.
I'm a farmer at the Sibe community. I am happy that this project has brought about 10 hectares of swamp farm, but we have only engaged 4 hectares. I feel good for such initiative.
And teachers of the Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School in Mafunde highlight challenges faced by the school.
There are lots of constraints at school, because if you look according to the people in the island, the screen, even for guides and all the decks.
We are faced with many constraints in our school. Most of our pupils do not even have proper sitting accommodation.
Now for the full news with Mariama Precious Alabi.
Some officials from the Ministry of Tertiary and Higher Education has paid a courtesy call on the administrative wing of the Canadian University of Modern Technology. The visit, according to the Director of the Tertiary Education, Emmanuel Momo, is to get a first-hand information as per the recommendations received from the Tertiary Education Commission for the Canadian College of Modern Technology to gain university status. Emmanuel B.S. Conte reports.
Several visits have been made by officials from the Tertiary Education Commission to the Canadian College of Modern Technology's campus, 1 Silicon Hill, Man 91. However, the latest visit by officials from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, according to the Ministry's Director of Tertiary Education, Emmanuel Momo, is to get a first-hand information as per the recommendations received by Tertiary Education Commission.
Most often when I'm going to the provinces, I just want to what's happening here? Because we've got a guy. But today I'm here, I'm really, really impressed. I was talking to my colleague and I said, what are these people? Great. The student hosted, fantastic. You know, classrooms, you know, everything. I think really, if we are actually to consider the organization, first class.
Director of Technology and Innovation, Victor Sisse, noted that he feels impressed with what he has seen, citing that they will advise the Minister of Technical and Higher Education based on their findings accordingly.
We will advise the Minister accordingly. because like my colleague said, we need some few clarifications, some few questions for us to discuss. And then we'll be as transparent as possible. And this is for the betterment of higher education. And seeing what we've seen, I think I must acknowledge I've already seen this. This is very good. Very good to the extent that it is being run and managed local contact, I must say. That it is very, very encouraging. And even the location, because Western area, you will say that is where the affluent are. Then the choice of the location and what you've seen in the location, it's very magnanimous, I must say. Because if we are purely looking for profit, we will not pour in all of
them to build a mechanic.
But this is very encouraging. Even the power system tells us a lot of your ambition in the area of technology and moving forward, because that is the bedrock of development these days. Without power, you can't talk of technology. Yeah, without technology, you can't even talk of development. So for us, what you've seen is very impressive. But we still need to do this and then do our recommendations, of which I believe the protocol will share up with them. So you will see that we are the messengers of the ministry. We'll do our job.
The Canadian College of Modern Technology was established by Sierra Leonean entrepreneur Muxin Cissé to help bridge the inequalities in Sierra Leone's educational system. Granting it a university status will be of essence to the country's educational system. For CUMT News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte reporting.
Residents in Sabe Village, Yoni Chiefdom, Tonkolili district have commenced harvesting on a 10-hectare swamp farm. The farming exercise is supported by Mayo Forestry Company as part of the company's corporate social responsibility to the people. Our reporter Juliana Kaba witnessed the harvesting exercise and first in this report.
Those were some residents of Sebei village in the Yonibana Chiefdom Tonkolili district harvesting rice on a 10-hectare rice farm supported by Mayo Forestry Company in Mount 91 through its corporate social responsibility to its operational communities. But what does this mean for beneficiaries of this project?
I'm a farmer of the CB community. I am happy that this project has brought about 10 hectares of swamp farm, but we have only engaged 4 hectares. I feel good for such initiative, and I believe that the Mayo company is ready to help us.
I'm Mairu. Akulu, because
My name is Pakamara. I am a farmer, and I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to Mairo for fulfilling their corporate social responsibility by employing youths of this entire chiefdom.
I am the women's leader of the Sabe community. Mayo company is helping us greatly in many ways, but we are requesting that they build schools for our children in the community to attend.
The social manager of the Mayo Forestry Company, Aruna Bangura, pointed out that the key aspect of the company's corporate social responsibility is food security support to communities in the company's operational areas, in line with the company's commitment to the 10 principles of responsible investment in agriculture.
Principle 1 talks about support to food security and nutrition, and that's what we've been doing over the years. Since 2018, we started with 30 hectares support to 3 communities. In 2019, we scaled it up to 70 hectares support to 7 communities. In 2020, we scaled it up to 10 hectares to 10 communities, and this year we repeated the same. So our agricultural support to communities, one of the projects that we do is rice farming support. Rice being a staple food to Sierra Leone, and being that we are importing a lot of rice, that is worrisome as a responsible agricultural company operating in Sierra Leone. So we picked up as a priority need, and it has come up in a lot of our engagement and with communities, and they've asked us to support rice farming. So what we do is we support the seed, we do fertilizer, and as well as land preparation, which means we're helping them with mechanized farming system. On top of that, we also provide extension service support.
The residents appreciated the gesture from Mairo Forestry Company, but however requested for pipe-borne water, community center among other facilities to be provided in their communities. For CUMT Television, I am Juliana E. Kaba, a second-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology, reporting.
Saliu Conte, teacher of Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School in Mafunde, has highlighted inadequate accommodation, learning materials, among other things, are some of the key challenges the school is faced with. He made the statements to our reporter, Barama Pashisalabi.
Access to good and quality education is the right of every pupil in Sierra Leone, but over the years, pupils in rural communities have been struggling to access such. Mafunde, a town in the Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolili district, is one of those places that has been struggling to access good and quality education. Saliu Conte, a teacher of the Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School, said that they have written many projects to the government, but up till now, they have not been approved. He further appealed to the government to help them get access to good and quality education in their community.
We get a lot of constraints in our school, because if you look according to the people in the island, the screen, even for guides, and all the decks.
We are faced with many constraints in our school. Most of our pupils do not even have proper sitting accommodations. We have written many projects to the government. They have not been approved yet. Even the school building is not good enough. We are just volunteering to support the efforts of our community leaders to help our children to get access to education, even if it is not up to standards. We ask that the government help us here. As you can see, most of us are not government paid.
We tell the government let them put more efforts to it, because as they look the constraint rights and at the school a lot.
Usman Bangura, a pupil in the school, explains some of the challenges they face as pupils in the school.
We do not have enough benches, and also we do not have enough classrooms. As class 6 and class 2, we all sit outside together. I do not feel comfortable in class.
Aisatu Bangura explains how these challenges has been affecting their studies. She further called on the attention of concerned organizations and citizens to help them get access to good and quality education.
We do not have classrooms, benches and desks. We also do not have water facilities in our school. We find it so difficult, and writing on my legs makes my handwriting unpleasant.
For CTMT Television, I am Arama Pashisalabi, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology, reporting.
We'll be back after this break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can be.
Canadian College of Modern Technology, the place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, these news are here on CUMT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. 20 people were reported dead in Ikoyi at a site in Lagos, Nigeria, where a residential building collapsed. Frustrated families and friends helping the rescue are expressing anger and frustration on officials who visit the site and have also disapproved the rescue crew's methods.
Hunger and frustration are replacing the hope of finding survivors at the site of a collapsed residential building in the wealthy neighborhood of Ikoyi in Nigeria's biggest city of Lagos, where at least 20 people died. Voices of frustrated families and friends who have gathered here occasionally fill the air as they shout at officials who visit the site and disapprove of the rescue crew's methods. A relative of one of the victims of the incident, Bakar Farati, says he has no faith in them and that it is a retrieval operation and not a rescue operation. He added that the team was not being careful to search for bodies, saying one of the bodies they pulled was dismembered by the evacuator. He continued by saying that the authorities stopped working for 7 hours the first day and that they don't have the urgency they should have in that type of situation. Other relatives of the missing shared their frustration. A man in his 30s who did not want to be named says his friend was also visiting the site. Officials haven't settled on the number of fatalities, but different versions just above 20 have been shared. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte.
The first pill designed to treat symptomatic COVID has been approved by the United Kingdom Medicines Regulator. Let's have the story.
The tablet, Molnupiravir, designed to treat COVID, has been approved for use in the United Kingdom by UK medicine regulator. The pills will be given twice a day to vulnerable patients recently diagnosed with the disease. In clinical trials, the pills originally developed to treat flu cut the risk of hospitalization or death by about half. Health Secretary Sajid Javid said the treatment was a game changer for the most fragile and immunosuppressed. In a statement, he said, "Today is a historic day for our country, as the UK is now the first country in the world to approve an antiviral that can be taken at home for COVID, first oral treatment. Molnupiravir, developed by the US drug companies Merck, Sharp and Dohme, MSD, and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics, is the first oral antiviral medication for COVID, which can be taken as a pill rather than injected or given intravenously. The UK regulator, the MHRA, said the tablet has been authorized for use in the people who will have mild to moderate COVID and at least one risk factor for developing severe illness such as obesity, old age, diabetes, or heart disease. The organization's chief executive, June Rain, described the treatment as an order, the apparatus to add to our armory against COVID-19. It is the world's first approved antiviral for this disease that can be taken by mouth rather than administered intravenously, he said. The UK has initially ordered 480,000 courses of Molnupiravir to be delivered by the end of this year, along with 250,000 courses of a similar experimental drug currently being developed by the US drug company Pfizer. England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Professor Jonathan Van Tam, warned on Wednesday of some hard months to come in the pandemic. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte.
This is where we end News Are Here tonight on CUMT Television. I have been your presenter, Marima Kristalabi. Good night.
Good evening, this is the News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Lamaso, a third-year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Residents in Mafunde village raised concerns
over inadequate toilet facilities.
The money we in this area, now the toilet facility. So now we get the clean toilet facility.
What is bothering us in this community is lack of good toilet facility.
Deputy head teacher of MCA Primary School, Masan Village, requests for trained and qualified teachers.
At times, in fact, even the external exams, they do well. Like I don't begin saying no more.
Our pupils always do well in the National Primary School examination. The main challenge we have is the low number of staff in the school. And some youth in My 91 have engaged in bread baking.
My name is Aminat Jalon. I feel good working in this place. I still remember my teacher in school telling me that what a man can do, a woman can also do, because we all have equal abilities and are humans.
Now for the full news with Lama Saw.
The absence of basic sanitation facilities such as toilets can result in an unhealthy environment contaminated by human waste. In order to avoid this adverse situation, residents in Mafunde village are calling on government and humanitarian organizations to provide them with affordable toilet facilities.
Mafunde is a town along the Freetown Mile 91 highway. Despite the challenges people face in accessing other basic necessities like electricity, water and safe housing, the lack of proper toilet systems remain a major concern for residents in this community.
Not well established like
Toilet facilities in this community is very poor. As yourself can see, this toilet is not safe and decent for humans. We would appreciate if the government or those in authorities have to see and help us establishing a better and safer toilet for us and the children not to defecate everywhere. We have dug a hole to be using and throwing waste.
Go empty in the toilet as soon as they say as soon as this is not a sober toilet like our government can build toilets. The money we in this area, now the toilet facility. So now we get the clean toilet facility.
What is bothering us in this community is lack of good toilet facility. We have dug many pits in the community, but we cannot afford to cover them. With that, flies and other insects roam about our food, and which is not good for our health. I am calling on government to look into this matter and help the people of the entire Mile 91 community in solving this problem.
You know, say we the citizens we suffer, so at least we forget good facility of toilets. So what made them help me do that?
Toilet be problem too, yeah. First we now would manage, we dig them manual toilet now would dig.
Good toilet facility have been a major problem over the years. We did not have standard toilet rooms, that which will bring about diseases in the community. We really need help from the government or any humanitarian organization.
Still need help, may they help you for promote that toilet business again.
Inadequate sanitation facilities have great impact on families, communities and societal development. It negatively impacts the social and economic development, affects human well-being and as well maximize the risks of sexual assault. To meet the sanitation needs of residents in the Mafunde community, authorities should consider the construction of toilet facilities and provide sanitation for this community. Reporting for CUMT Television, I am Mariama Pashis Halabi, a third-year mass communication student at the Canadian College of Modern Technology.
The Deputy Head Teacher of the Missionary Church of Africa Primary School, Masan, John Sanko, has noted with great concern the lack of trained and qualified teachers, inadequate sitting accommodation, poor sanitation, among other things, as a major challenge in running the school. Sanko said the school has an enrollment of 200 pupils with outstanding performance in the National Primary School examination. He was speaking to our reporter Ali Jallo, who visited the school and files in this report.
The access to good quality education is still a challenge in many parts of Sierra Leone, especially in the rural areas. Masan village in Tonkole district is one of the places that has been faced with such challenge. The Missionary Church of Africa Primary School in the village, according to the deputy head teacher of the school, John Sanko, has been producing outstanding performance in the National Primary School examination. Adding that, education has a desirable control over individual, family, community, and society's development, and thereby leading to poverty reduction.
The beginning, then the land, At times, in fact, even the external exams, them, they do well. Like, I don't begin to say no more. The challenge you get.
Our pupils always do well in the national primary school examination. The main challenge we have is the low number of staff in the school. Most of our staff are volunteers. The other challenge is a lack of water in the school vicinity. Our pupils usually go to the bush to fetch water, which is very dangerous. The tap in the school compound is not working, and we don't have money to fix it. Most of our benches are broken. We have up to 4 pupils on one seat, and we are told to avoid body contact.
Chairs, they all don't spoil. I look, let me say, one grade seat, sometimes 4, 3 picking and they sit down about one grade seat.
A call on government and humanitarians to support the school with sitting accommodation, water facility, among other needs.
We need help so that the water day, understand, picking they go to bush again for we get water.
We need help because if we have water well in the school, our children will not go to the far end in the bushes to fetch water. And we also ask that they approve our teachers who are qualified for government payroll and send those without paper for training, or send government paid teachers to assist us here.
We know say if they don't go land, then we will come there so that we will help the picking them for let them go further with their education.
An education system in rural communities like Masang has the opportunity to build capacity and knowledge, helps residents to make informed decisions about their farms and to innovate in agricultural affairs. Education also exposes rural residents to information and helps prevent misinterpretation of information. It is therefore hoped that the government and humanitarians may step in to save the MCA primary school from this age-long problem. For CCMT Television News, I am Aliu Jallo, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian College of Modern Technology, reporting from Masang Village.
In an effort to avoid idleness and save their future, some youth in the Mile 91 community have engaged themselves in bread baking. Speaking to CUMT Television, one of the youth, Aminata Jallo, said she is a graduate but could not get any formal employment. But working at the bakery has helped her take care of herself and her family.
It is no secret that the young people in Sierra Leone have been facing with chronic problem of unemployment such as fewer career development opportunities, lower wage levels, proper prospects for better jobs, and ultimately lower pensions. Mile 91 is a rural community in the Tonkolili district, northern province of Sierra Leone, where formal jobs are hard to come by, even for youths who are graduates. Aminata Jallo, a young female graduate, has been engaging in baking activities for several years now. She urges her peers to get themselves involved in similar jobs rather than roaming about aimlessly.
This bakery will found myself now, so
My name is Aminata Jallo. I feel good working in this place. I still remember my teacher in school telling me that what a man can do, a woman can also do, because we all have equal abilities and are humans. Most times, some men ask me why I do choose to work in this bakery. That is known to be a man's job. I always tell them that if you take a walk around the world, you would encounter several women doing similar jobs. And this is my office. I get to feed myself and my 2 kids. I'm advising women to find jobs they can engage in instead of doing prostitution. Well, sometimes we realize plenty sales, but some days sales are not good.
Instead of woman going misleading self. So me won't advise that they were for the company.
Paulo Canu, the manager of the bakery where Aminata works, says baking practice is a skill he acquired during his early school days. He maintained that he has been able to fund his tertiary education from the proceeds he gets from the bakery, adding that the bakery has served as a source of income for several youths in the Mile 91 community.
As bakers, we ensure that we produce the best bread that customers want. What really pushed me into baking was to earn money to settle my basic necessities, and this is seen as pre-scale. I have been into baking for about 5 years, and it has helped me greatly, both academically and basic needs. It has helped me academically in ways for me providing school materials for myself without asking my parents. Currently, I am pursuing state-registered nurse course in the preliminary here at present. I am advising other youth to stop engaging in robbery or gangsterism, but to find a respectable and legal job in the society.
Bread has been part of human history of centuries ago. It plays an integral role in the lives of so many Sierra Leoneans as a staple food. Reporting for CCMT News, I am Juliana E. Kaba, a second-year mass communication student of the Canadian College. Reporting.
We will be back after this break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
At Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can
Canadian College of Modern Technology, a place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is News Hour here on CUNT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. Nurses in Eswatini are refusing to treat police officers as they accuse them of shooting colleagues during a pro-democracy rally on Wednesday.
Protests in Africa's last absolute monarchy, formerly known as Swaziland, have swept the country since June. Some internet services such as Facebook were temporarily shut down this week in response to the unrest. The government, which denies that security forces used live ammunition, has now banned all demonstrations. Earlier this week, health workers and other public sector employees who went to deliver a petition to Parliament demanding better living conditions were met with an unprecedented show of force. The Swaziland Democratic Nurses Union said 13 nurses were injured as the police and army opened fire and a young bystander was killed. The union added, describing the security forces as a clutch of vipers. Swaziland Democratic Nurses Union called all nurses in solidarity with the shot nurses not to treat a police official. Union president acknowledged that this goes against the principle of treating everyone, but he told the reporters that his members were now scared of the police. We have reports of police shooting healthcare workers inside the hospital. We are scared of them, he said. Mr. Dooley now wants a guarantee from the Ministry of Health that nurses will be safe. Authorities have said that no one was shot and that the police on Wednesday were trying to disperse a rally that they believed was going to turn violent. A delegation from the regional grouping, the Southern African Development Community, is currently in the country to meet King Swati III, as well as some involved in the pro-democracy movement. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
Uganda's anti-corruption says she will employ new strategy in fighting corruption, including getting children to monitor their parents.
Betty Kamia told a delegation of European Union diplomats that her office intends to be innovative in the fight against corruption by using methods that don't require a lot of money. We want primary school children to recognize illicit wealth at home and to ask their parents whether their salary can afford that new expensive car. the luxurious house, the overseas education, and the holidays abroad. We want teachers in posh schools to give homework to the 10-year-olds in the 5th grade to write down their father's name, his place of work, his job title, the car he drives, its cost, and a picture of their house. That's how down the ladder we intend to go, Betty Kamia said. She added her team will encourage schools with the help of the Ministry of Education to help discussions in classrooms about corruption. The Inspectorate of Government, which Ms. Kamia leads, is an independent institution charged with the responsibility of eliminating corruption and abuse of authority, according to information on its web. BBC News, I am Abdullahi Kamara.
This is where we end news hour here tonight on CUMT Television Channel 44. I have been your presenter, Lama Soul. Good night.
Good evening, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Marama Pasha Salabi, a third-year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Some residents along Mabuka and Man 91 highway raised concerns over the deplorable road conditions.
The road is bad off. From 91 to Mabuka.
From Mabuka to Man 91 is 35 miles. The road is extremely terrible. Every day we do experience accidents.
Residents of Masan village called for health facilities.
This town has a huge population with no healthcare facility.
Residents of Masoko and Masang villages cry for clean and safe drinking water.
The water system is terrible in this town.
The water system in this community is very terrible. It is very hard for us to get water during the drying season. Now for the full news with Marama Precious Halabi.
Let's now have the news in details. Some residents along the Maboka Mal 91 highway have noted with great concern the deplorable state of the road linking Maboka and Mal 91. The residents say the road condition has made their communities inaccessible to other communities. A reporter Lamaso has more on the story.
The poor road network in many parts of Sierra Leone has affected many sectors in the country. During his first visit to the district headquarters town of Maboka, President Maada Bio said that his government was determined to transform Tonkolili district. The construction of the Mile 91 Maboka road instead was part of his dream for the district. Residents along the road said they believe the promise has been overdue, and the state of the road, they said, is undesirable as they have witnessed many accidents.
The road is bad off. From 91 to Maboka.
From Maboka to Man 91 is 35 miles. The road is extremely terrible. Every day we do experience accidents along this road. Vehicles can no longer ply this road, especially during the rainy season. We are therefore crying to government to please construct this road for us. The road condition is very difficult here.
So mostly the road is difficult for me.
The road bad.
The road is very bad, and when people are sick, we'd have to take them to the Maboka hospital. But the road is a very big challenge. We ask for the government to help us.
The road bad. Now I make some.
The road is bad. We do experience a lot of difficulties, especially when pregnant women are in labor. We lost a baby a few days ago as a result of this terrible road condition.
The construction of the road will connect the northern and southern provinces, enable the diversification of agricultural activities, boost rural as well as economic growth of the country. For CCMT Television, I am Lamaso, a third-year mass communication student reporting along the Mile 91 and Maboka Highway.
Individuals in rural areas often have poor access to healthcare due to poor accessibility and availability of standard healthcare systems. Masang village in the northern province of Sierra Leone is one of those villages in Sierra Leone that completely lacks healthcare facilities. Chair lady of the town, Fatma Kamara, says the situation is appealing and needs immediate intervention in order to save the lives of pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under the age of 5. Thomas Stephen Comber has the story.
Healthcare is a fundamental right of every human being and everyone's responsibility. However, there has always been an inverse distribution of healthcare services in rural communities as compared to urban communities. Fatmata Kamara is a chairlady of Masan village. She explains to me in this interview about the awful healthcare system in her community.
This town has a huge population with no healthcare facility. I could remember some few days ago when one of our residents was in labor. We found it very difficult to attend to her. We sent for ambulance at Mawoka, but we could not get. This led to miscarriage. We have had a lot of complications as a result of this awkward situation. Several lives has been lost. Even when you have a mild sickness like headache, except we move to the neighboring village for treatment. Poor road network also form part of our challenges here.
Fatmata Kagbo corroborated a statement made by Asatu Kamara, citing inadequate staffing of health workers at the health center in the neighboring town of Masoko as a very serious health concern.
The road bad, the hospital, and people.
We are really suffering. Our roads are bad and we don't have good hospitals. When our people fall ill, it takes us a long time to get them to the hospital, and sometimes some died on the way. We have toilets, but they are not as good as those in big towns. We often defecate in the bushes, and that is not good for our health, because we have only one hospital in this Masoko village. There are not much staff in the hospital because it is a community health center, and sometimes there are no staff there at all, so we have to go to Mawoka Hospital.
Community health worker Aisatu Kamara says her roles are to provide health education and information, advocate for individual and community health needs, provide some direct services such as first aid among others. Malaria and cold, she said, are the most prevalent diseases in the community. Pregnant women, she said, their conditions are very unfavorable.
Malaria, the common malaria, was the cold, malaria, most of.
My work in this community is to take a look at patients before they are taken to the hospital, which is in the next village. The most common sickness in this town is malaria. The most difficult situations we do face is when pregnant women go into labor, especially at night. You find it difficult to transport them to the hospital because it is far from here and we are afraid to walk out at night because everywhere is bushy and dark. Some of them give birth on the way, which is not good for the baby and the mother.
Rural residents often encounter barriers to health care that limit their ability to obtain the care they need. In order for residents in Masan to have sufficient access, necessary and appropriate health care service must be available and obtainable in a timely manner. For CCMT Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from Masan Village.
The issue of water constraint has been a national issue across the country. Speaking to CUMT Television, some residents of Masang and Masoko villages explain some of the challenges they face in accessing safe drinking water in the community. Marma Pashasalabi has the details.
Residents in rural communities are often faced with water crisis. Masoko and Masang are villages in the northern part of Sierra Leone, Tonkolili district, and residents have been facing constraints in getting access to good water facilities. Mohammed Seri is a resident in the Masoko village, and he says they mainly face such constraints during the dry seasons.
We have some problems.
We have a lot of difficulties here. For instance, we don't have clean and safe drinking water. We have water wells, but they are not fit for human consumption.
The headman of Masang village, Umaru Mansari, says they go up to 4 miles to fetch water in other villages and that the experience has been painstaking for their people.
The water system is terrible in this town.
The water system in this community is very terrible. It is very hard for us to get water during the drying season. We often travel to other villages to fetch water, and the distance we travel is between 3 to 4 miles daily because all our wells in the village are dry.
Because all the wells are dry.
He continued by saying they have taken the matter to their councillor and honourable, but up to now nothing has been done. He further pleads to the government to help them get water in their community.
Anyway, we tell the councillor, but the councillor just give you promise.
We talked with the councillor some times ago and he promised us, but up till now we have not seen anything. The Honorable do visit us and we have been telling him about the water system in our community, but he always says you will hear from him when next he comes. But since he left, we have not heard anything from him.
So from go, we will get feedback from them.
For CCMT Television, I am Mariama Precious Halabi, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian College of Modern Technology, reporting.
We will be back after this short break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
At Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can
Canadian College of Modern Technology, a place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television, Channel 44. Let's now have some stories across the continent. A woman was reported dead and 2 men seriously injured after a car crash in a tunnel under the River Mersey. Here is the story.
A woman has been reported dead and the 2 men seriously injured after a crash in a tunnel under the River Mersey. Police said an Audi was in a collision at a roundabout before crashing into a taxi in the Queensway tunnel between Liverpool and Wirral after midnight. A female passenger in the Audi, who was in her 20s, was taken to hospital where she later died. The driver, also in his 20s, is in a critical condition, while the taxi driver in his 40s is seriously hurt. Inspector Mark Worrell from Merseyside Police said it is believed that prior to entering the tunnel, the Audi had been in collision with another vehicle on the Hunter Street roundabout. We are currently examining a number of lines of inquiry, Worrell said. Police are appealing for anyone with information to contact them. The tunnel remains closed for investigations and motorists have been advised to use the Kingsway Tunnel and allow extra time for travel. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
As new vaccines are being developed, the coronavirus cases continue to rise in the United Kingdom. Here is the report.
The number of new UK coronavirus cases has been rising in recent days, with a further 43,423 daily infections recorded on Saturday. After falling at the end of July, the average number of daily confirmed cases climbed and fell a number of times during August and early September. The average has been rising once again in the last week. Professor Sarah Gilbert, the architect of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID jab, tells the BBC that there is a lot of vaccine development that needs to be done now that we have the right technologies. Top of a list of targets are the official priority pathogens like MERS, Zika, Ebola, that are known threats bubbling away with the potential to spark large outbreaks of future pandemics. Former Prime Minister Gordon Brown has urged the UK, US, the EU and Canada to launch an emergency airlift of 240 million COVID jabs from unused stocks for an unparalleled distribution to 92 vaccine-starved countries. Mr. Brown said, with vaccines stockpiled in the West, we urgently need a timetable to prevent avoidable loss of lives. He added that the initiative could save 100,000 lives. Since Monday, people aged 18 and over in Wales have needed an NHS COVID pass to be able to legally attend big events or nightclubs. They show that the people have either tested negative on a lateral flow test or a double jabbed against COVID. But football fans have told the BBC they expect a mixed reaction to COVID passes for sporting events, as the South Wales derby between Swansea and Cardiff City is played on Sunday. It will be the first time fans will be able to attend the fixture in person since January last year, with the past two being played behind closed doors. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
This is where we end the news hour here tonight on CUMT Television. I have been your presenter, Marama Precious Halabi. Good night.
The poor road network in many parts of Sierra Leone has affected many sectors in the country. During his first visit to the district headquarters town of Maboka, President Maada Bio said that his government was determined to transform Tonkolili district. The construction of the Mile 91 Maboka Road instead was part of his dream for the district. Residents along the road said they believe the promise has been overdue, and the state of the road, they said, is undesirable, as they have witnessed many accidents.
The road is bad off. From 91 to Maburka.
From Maburka to Mile 91 is 35 miles. The road is extremely terrible. Every day we do experience accidents along this road. Vehicles can no longer ply this road, especially during the rainy season. We are therefore crying to government to please construct this road for us. The road condition is very difficult here.
So mostly the road is difficult for me.
The road is very bad, and when people are sick, we'd have to take them to the Maboka hospital. But the road is a very big challenge. We ask for the government to help us.
The road bad. Now I make some.
The road is bad. We do experience a lot of difficulties, especially when pregnant women are in labor. We lost a baby a few days ago as a result of this terrible road condition.
The construction of the road will connect the northern and southern provinces, enable the diversification of agricultural activities, boost rural as well as economic growth of the country. For CCMT Television, I am Lamaso, a Saudi and mass communication student reporting along the Mile 91 and Maboka Highway.
Healthcare is a fundamental right of every human being and everyone's responsibility. However, there has always been an inverse distribution of healthcare services in rural communities as compared to urban communities. Fatmata Kamara is a chairlady of Masan village. She explains to me in this interview about the awful healthcare system in her community.
This town has a huge population with no healthcare facility. I could remember some few days ago when one of our residents was in labor. We found it very difficult to attend to her. We sent for ambulance at Maboka, but we could not get. This led to miscarriage. We have had a lot of complications as a result of this awkward situation. Several lives has been lost. Even when you have a mild sickness like headache, except we move to the neighboring village for treatment. Poor road network also form part of our challenges here.
So that must be the report.
Fatmata Kago corroborated a statement made by Asatu Kamara, citing inadequate staffing of health workers at the health center in the neighboring town of Masoko as a very serious health concern.
The road bad, the hospital, and people.
We are really suffering. Our roads are bad and we don't have good hospitals. When our people fall ill, it takes us a long time to get them to the hospital, and sometimes some died on the way. We have toilets, but they are not as good as those in big towns. We often defecate in the bushes, and that is not good for our health, because we have only one hospital in this Masoko village. There are not much staff in the hospital because it is a community health center, and sometimes there are no staff there at all, so we have to go to Mawoka Hospital.
A big tongue, they get there.
Community health worker Aisatu Kamara says her roles are to provide health education and information, advocate for individual and community health needs, provide some direct services such as first aid among others. Malaria and cold, she said, are the most prevalent diseases in the community. Pregnant women, she said, their conditions are very unfavorable.
Malaria, the sick common now, so malaria, was the cold, malaria, most of.
My work in this community is to take a look at patients before they are taken to the hospital, which is in the next village. The most common sickness in this town is malaria. The most difficult situations we do face is when pregnant women go into labor, especially at night. You find it difficult to transport them to the hospital because it is far from here and we are afraid to walk out at night because everywhere is bushy and dark. Some of them give birth on the way, which is not good for the baby and the mother.
Rural residents often encounter barriers to health care that limit their ability to obtain the care they need. In order for residents in Masan to have sufficient access, necessary and appropriate health care service must be available and obtainable in a timely manner. For CCMT Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from Masan Village.
Pass through to Bo, to Makeni, to Kenema, to other places, and you don't really stop to see the amazing things that are here. So when I arrived and I was given that beautiful tour by the registrar of the university to see the facilities, to see the school, to understand the degree of faculty you have, to see the resources you have, the developments that are going on, my impression is that this is one of the biggest things that is happening in Sierra Leone. I wish everybody can come and see for themselves. When this crystallizes, and I hope it does because now they have applied to be given university status, I hope they do it fast. This is the place to be because what is being produced here, modern technology, ICT, is the future. And it's the present of Sierra Leone. God knows we need it, and we are happy that there is a haven for that. So I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very happy with the reception of the students and faculty, and I can assure you, I'm always there with you.
Head of the administration of the Southern Province. I have the honor, most graciously, to present this staff to Region Chief, nominated by government, Chief Baba Mansare of Ribi Chiefdom. Your power.
That was the provincial secretary for the Southern region, Moses Betu, making an official pronouncement over the appointment of Baba Mansare as Regent Chief of Ribi Chiefdom in the Moyamba district. Chief Baba Mansare appreciated the government of President Julius Maada Bio for giving him the opportunity to serve the people of Ribi Chiefdom.
Chief, all meeting I had the last time. I say I can't join now. But I don't come from Mr. The government sent me here. Government of the day. And you come. And they pray to God that will hold me like picking. I can't pay respect to. And I need your respect. If you're ready for work with me, Allah put Rebi Chiefdom under control. Yeah, and he take up the guna. You not tell nothing. This kawa tire. Like this stuff also today. Not to be you. Now keep at the keeper for and I want them to go all out. Like this government will do also. Rebi Chiefdom. I want no stretch record. That fed. Lord left farm. That violence. Lord left farm. If you left the violence now Rebi Chiefdom, you come to one. Like me boss and just explain tell you now. I want to make a glad yourself today. I'm the happiest day. Right now, government they recognize me. After if I work here fine, work to na fine here. Una say for me fine. Maybe the record that they set for Rebi Chiefdom not to bad record. After the mission done here, like them fire. Now they get what you can say.
The district officer of the Moyamba district underscored the importance of local tax in the election of paramount chiefs and other sub-chiefs in the local administration of Sierra Leone. He therefore pleaded with residents of Rebi Chiefdom to buy their local tax in order to be part of the process to elect the next paramount chief of the chiefdom.
And the taxpayers determine the amount of people we get for votes. I hope say you all understand, you know so. Because it's very, very important. The tax not only for revenue for the chiefdom, because the tax will they pay, and they will look say every 20 taxpayer, one person per then 20 taxpayers a pay. In a chiefdom elector, chiefdom councillor go for votes during paramount chieftaincy election, and also during section chieftaincy election, and also taxpayers they also they vote during town chieftaincy elections. So for pay tax, if for be part of we, not to only we will get vacancy for paramount chieftaincy. To me, they be good. And they encourage you now. The tax get for come back. And they don't do the assessment. The clerk don't do the assessment. They don't show me amount of tax we will get for print. So therefore, I will get for distribute back. Because now una get for ground. We na facilitation we get. We just make sure say we direct you how una go do conduct una own affair. Government's own responsibility. Not to government the ground, now una the ground.
The occasion was attended by traditional leaders, residents, government officials from across Moyamba district and Sierra Leone. For Central University Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from Rebi Chiefdom, Moyamba district.
Access to water facilities are basic amenity entitled to all Sierra Leoneans. Here at the Bonkabi village in Man 91 Yoni Bana Chiefdom Tonkolili district, water shortage has been a great challenge for residents in the community. Speaking to Ibrahim Kamara, a resident in the village, he says water shortage has been a great problem for them in the community, which has over the years led to them losing many development projects in their community.
There is a great problem of water crisis in the community, and this has led to us losing many development projects in the community.
So, it's also a problem.
Sone Kanu, another resident, says the community lacks water facility. The only water well they could fetch water from is a death trap.
We don't have good water wells. The only water tap we have here is across the road, and we are afraid to send our children there because many of our children have been killed while crossing that road. So we send them to fetch water at the stream.
Mohamed Kagbo said they have raised the same concern to their authorities, but nothing has been done.
We have begged our councillors to help us renovate the only water well we have, because if they work on this water well, we will not continue to lose our children through accidents again.
Other residents says they will continue to plead to the government, stakeholders and NGOs to come to their aid before the issue gets out of hand. Emmanuel B.S. Conte, CUMT TV News.
The lack of speed bumps in strategic areas has been the cause of many deaths in many rural communities in Sierra Leone. Bunkababe is a town in the northern part of Sierra Leone. The town ends with a deadly curve with no speed bumps, and according to residents, they have lost many loved ones as a result of that. Ibrahim Kamara is a brother to the chief of the town, and he explains how the situation has affected them in their community.
This issue of us not having any speed bump in our community has been a major problem for us. We have been pleading to our leaders in the Man 91 community and the government as well, but nothing has been done. We have lost up to 8 people through accidents while crossing this road. 5 are children and 3 are older people.
Mohamed Kagbo described the feeling of losing his younger brother some years ago as a tragic situation as a waste of precious life.
My brother was killed by accident while he was crossing the road to fetch water across the road. Those scenes have left heavy feelings in our hearts. We have asked our leaders to help us, but we have not yet seen any efforts.
Residents say they will continue to plead to the government and any other organization to help them curtail the situation and help maintain their safety in their community. CUMT TV, I am Mariam Precious Halabi reporting.
Residents of the Bunkababe community in the Yonibana Chiefdom, Tonkolili district has raised serious concerns over the lack of structured trade centers in the community. Ibrahim Kamara, a brother to the town chief, says the entire chiefdom does not have a trade center and that they walk over 2 miles to the next town, Moyamba, every day to get things they need for cooking.
That's Junction, about 2 miles away.
We don't have a trade center in our community, and that has been a major problem in our community. That situation has made it difficult for our children and ourselves to be able to eat on time, because our women can only prepare our food after they are done with the day's sales. And when they come back home, it's almost evening, because from here to the next town is more than 2 miles.
Sonny Kanu explains some of the constraints the women face to ensure they put food on the table for their families. She further called on the government to come to their aid as they say it forms part of their social human rights.
The markets all ready for bye-bye because
they are faced with so many challenges, especially putting food on the table, because we have to walk 2 miles away from our town to the next town, which is the Moyamba Junction, to acquire food items to prepare food for our family members. And that acquires lots of energy. We're calling on the government to help us get a trade fair in our community, because it's a social amenity that every community is entitled to have.
Papa government, they are help we them poor and in our salon.
Reporting for CUMT TV, I am Juliana E. Kaba, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology.
Hey yo, it's another day, so it's something hot and fresh here for you on CUMT Television Channel 44. And of course, this is your favorite show, Meet with Your Celebrity. This is a program where we get to view live from this fine channel with different celebrities from different angles and areas of life, not leaving behind the upcoming celebrities here in Sierra Leone. As usual, I am your host, your girl, Juliana E. Kaba. Oh yes, so viewers, guess who we have in the room today? Just guess. Okay, so it's time to let the cat off the bag. We have LXG in the building. Yes, welcome. Okay, so before we start, so many people have been wondering, what does LXG mean? What does LXG mean? So it's an acronym. What does LXG mean?
Originally it was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but PTS came to the group and we decided to change the gentlemen to guys. That's was 2011, right?
Okay, that's so fine. So LXG has been one of the most famous and oldest group in the music industry. So what is the secret?
Creativity with regards to our theme.
Okay.
In our videos, you understand? So I better say the gothic, but in Sierra Leone, let me say in our dialect, people say they get them fearful video them. It's very horrific.
Okay.
You understand? So I say we're different, but most especially is our sound. Okay. Because when we started, people used to say these guys they sound very Nigerian, very Nigerian, and that outcomes we defeated the Nigerians in 2010. Right. You remember back in the days during the time of Osdebon, you remember Soko, Umba, Kakino Tuleda. Before we got to the what should I say, to the beat, Jumbo Blah, Kakino Tuleda, you name it. You understand? So I would say it's the sound, to be specific.
Okay.
Just the sound, and we're still on top of the game, on top of the league. You understand? We can't and we'll never give up.
Okay.
Yes. If I may. Originally when we started, we had no money.
Okay.
The first money we got from the first show that we did, we went and we bought a studio.
Okay.
So since the day one, we have been producing a sound for ourselves.
For yourselves?
Yes. So we do not have any producer coming in or any engineer to mix and master. Okay. I have actually do all that work.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I control the sound. Understand? And we write our songs by ourselves and do everything by ourselves. So that's the secret. So that's LXG. We have some certain sounds that are secret and original and are dedicated only for LXG. So whenever we sing, they say that you sound different. So I believe that's the secret. And the most important thing is we don't joke with God.
Okay.
We pray and we fast. Okay. Even before coming on tours, we just finish like 31 days.
Oh.
Fasting. The whole of October.
We don't joke with fasting and praying because God comes first in everything that we do. The thing that we do in the music, this music thing, it's very spiritual. It's either you're for the devil or you're for God.
Okay.
And so we came from homes that are very Christian and spiritual. So we learned the God way, and we don't joke with it.
I think I've known another part of you. Apart from being a celebrity, you also know God and you're a fervent Christian.
And if I want to make an addendum, you remember the mega hits, Cheram.
Yes.
Okay, so Cheram was, when we did Cheram, we spent a whole month fasting on the CD before releasing Cheram. You understand? All the CDs we burnt, you understand? We fasted on those CDs, we prayed on them before releasing. That was in 2016, you understand? So we were in Ghana by then. And at that time, you remember we were nominated at the AMA Awards, MTV-based African Music Awards. In the same category with Bona, Listener's Choice, Techno, Kiss Daniel, Bisaki, you understand? So because of that secret he told you, you understand? There's God, fasting all day, all night. So that's a secret, and most especially is the sound and our theme, the gothic. You understand? You know, before in Sierra Leone, most especially the women, they love the Nigerian movies. You remember back in the days, and up till now, you understand? So we just know how to go around those stuff. You understand? So we give people what they want. Since the day we choose music, we never live our own lives.
Okay.
We live for the fans. We live for you guys out there. So that's the point. It's called the USG, unique selling point.
Yes,
You
yes.
understand? USP,
Yeah, the
so to
USP.
speak. So that's our unique selling point. So we don't joke with our sound, we don't joke with our visual, we don't joke with God.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it shows that you people you are multi-talented.
Yes.
And we've been hearing Negadon and also Cass. So these are your stage names. So tell us your real names. Negadon.
For me, my real name is Donfin Adebayo Samuel Henry Walker.
Okay. Yeah, feel like
Well, you
that.
can call me Donfin Walker. I'm Pharaoh.
Okay. All right, Cass.
So I am Cass. Cass is my real name.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm Solomon Cass Mara.
Okay.
Right. So but the real name is Alusain. The Solomon was given to me when I was like the day I got baptized.
Baptized, okay.
Yeah, in church.
Very
So
fine.
I carried that name, but the real name is
Alusain.
Alusain.
Okay.
And I'm a
fine.
twin.
You're a twin?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. I would love to see your twin partner.
that's what's up. Don't worry, one day.
And also BTS.
BTS.
Her name is Siga Kanu before she got wedded.
Yeah, okay, we are coming to that. We are coming to that. So, how many songs or albums have you produced?
I don't believe that. That's the only way we can know.
Can you still remember?
Unless we go through the database.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because
asking.
if I like, let's say, give a rough number, I will see more than 300.
Oh.
Yes.
More than
The
300.
hits. You know, like we used to give our fans more of singles.
Yeah, singles and albums.
Than the albums. So that's the reason they're struggling to give you a specific number of albums.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so
usually the fans think that we constantly release albums because of when we release like 5 singles, all of them just explode like
Just
that.
explode.
Yeah, so they feel like it's an album.
Okay.
But it's not album.
It's singles.
Singles, it's individual. Kaki not together, different from to the beat.
Okay.
We release Kaki and then it's blue, and then I think 1 month later to the beat and it's blue. 1 month later we do Superman and blue. So they thought that
it was an album. It was like a package.
Yes, it was just.
So how many years have LXG
We've been together since
living in the same house.
Okay.
We formed LXG
in 2010.
October 10, 2010.
Okay.
That was when we formed LXG. So I think from then now
till
now we start continuing to LXG.
So we're more than that. Yeah. I don't know how you can say.
So did you just started with 3 of you, or you started?
No. LXG originally is not a group.
Okay.
LXG it's a forum for single artists that we are struggling. You know, we had this NGO that we are working with. So it's called Artists United for Children and Youth Development.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I was the engineer producer in the music studio, in the audio studio, and then Akman, BTS, Cass, DJ Forest, Lady Lees, Zapelon, and so on and so forth.
We are so many.
Yes, they were all
like about 9 or 10.
Yeah, they were all, and even J Black,
till we came to.
They were all volunteers, you know. So when they did some volunteering work for the organization, like for a year stretch, and they gave all of them singles. So I advised them that instead of us releasing individual singles, let's come together, because I believe that United we stand divided before.
Okay.
So we came together and we joined all of the songs, and then that's when we started Post the Bond, Soccer. We created the first album, Salon Scatter, and it was massive.
And indeed, Salon Scatter.
Yeah, Salon Scatter. And remember, we can't leave this community.
Okay.
You know, I believe I just said that I did said that.
Okay.
You understand in the previous interview.
Okay.
You understand? Since we came from this My 91 and we became LXG #1.
Okay.
You understand?
All right. Okay.
And we're the only group, understand, that was nominated at this AMA.
All right.
Or, you know, so we can't leave 91 behind. You understand? And we will say, we'll proudly say, we're proud of Man 91.
So why Man 91? Is it your hometown?
Well, we'll say that. No.
Yeah, we'll say that because we had this we had two friends here.
Yeah, the breakthrough started here. J-Black and Tunji. The late Tunji now is late
now.
Okay.
Yeah. So they called us over like they just come on our phone. So we came here and we just fell in love with the place.
Alright.
And then we started recording and then we did a song with
Kontikia.
So
that was a breakthrough. That was a breakthrough.
Yes.
So it's Meet with Your Celebrity, and of course here with the famous team LXG, the #1. We are going for a very short break. Enjoy the song and we will be right back.
The girl make her they go crazy. The girl make her just they go crazy. The girl don't take my democracy. She's giving me democracy. There is so much matter of fine face. So baby girl do not act lazy. I'm the guy with the packale, so give me that something we gon' make her go chase you. So what about banana? Listen, yes. Girl wanna do this, my rapper pampa. Girl wanna do this, a rapper pampa. I wanna play that you rapper pampa. You rapper pampa, say you rapper pampa. What a bam bam, what a bam bam. Girl, I wanna dance with your rapper pampa. What a bam bam, what a bam bam. Girl, I wanna do this, a rapper pampa. Give me bitter cola and you Heineken. If you no get Heineken, give me Prega gin. If you know to granny, come shake that thing, shake it up and down for me, girl, like a sweet 16. Die. What a bam 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 bam. Girl, you do the thing, my girl, like a gang. What a dang da 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 dang. Girl, I wanna taste that your sweet sweet See this girl, just give me sign. She wanna do it to me all night. This girl make me, I just say right, yo. She wants to do the rampa pam pam. Dori oh dori, mama coulda taken me, baby, fight, no. The girl do it to me all night. She wants to do the rampa pam pam.
They don't love you like I love you. Slow down, they don't love you like I love you. Back up, they don't love you like I love you. Slow down, they don't love you like I love you. Say nobody else can love you like me. Say nobody else can love you like me. Remember, say nobody else can love you like me. Say nobody else can love you like me. Remember, the money no one does, but them want to see by me waist. The money no one check, but them want to keep by me waist. Mama tell me be I just the flow in the place. Even the rest of them are puffy, cause in the place. Yeah. Say whoa, we the day, we the day, we the day. Oh. We the day, we the day, we the day. Oh.
Yeah. See this girl, just give me sign. She wanna do it to me all night. This girl make me, I just say right, yo. She wants to do the rampa pam pam. Dori oh dori, mama coulda taken me, baby, fight, no. The girl do it to me all night. She wants to do the rampa pam. Yo, me money for bell. No, 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 no. Yo, me money for bell. No, 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 no. But when I hear this, she go hear this tone. I live and tell you not to picking low. If you not give me big, do you not give me bone? What's not gonna shape a man go get you? Make nobody not put on there. Make me mama not put on there. Tell me papa make you not put on there. Make me mama not put on there. Yeah, hey. Fall go bondo. Fall go bondo. Fall go bondo. Inside.
Okay, so welcome back once again. LXG is the star for this week. Meet with Your Celebrity, the one and only #1. Welcome again, welcome again.
Yeah, welcome.
All right, yeah. So you know, as part of my job, I've done some investigation, and of course, I've got to know that you just released a new song titled Konko.
Yes,
so okay, so Konko, you know that word Konko. How did you get to that word? And tell us a little bit about that song.
All right. Okay, yeah. Konko, you know, it's a song that is after our hearts. You know, it's a song we love so much. We originally wanted to do some kind of oldies kind of vibe, holiday type of vibe, happy type of moody kind of song.
Okay.
So we were deciding to do something along this Amapiano, but we decided not to because we found out that of late Sierra Leone music seems to be dropping down because of the infiltration of a lot of Nigerian and international songs. So we decided not to go in for any international sound, but going for our local sound. So we decided to do, I think it was done by Dr. Wright.
Yeah, Dr. No, not S.E. Rogers.
No, I think it's Dr. No. Yes. So we did like a call and answer.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, holiday.
Like Milo Jazz.
Yes. Talking about like we also just enjoy like party. Some baby come up Kenema, some come up Makeni.
Okay.
Party. Feed some baby they go apply for the Kimbe.
Party. Tell you.
Corona day, day, yaso.
We party.
Yaso we feel now with Kunku.
Okay.
Yasane.
Alright.
Coffee day anyhow when we feel now with Kunku. Aleko no get money for it. Aleko the suffer we feel inside we
Kunku.
So something like that. We just came up with this kind of crazy mood and I believe it's going to be a hit.
Yeah, and VS, you won't wait to hear that song. It's so awesome. It's blown away. So tell us, as being one of the most oldest and of course famous group, music label, what impact have you created in the music industry? Because you rightly mentioned that as of now, Sierra Leone music is going down day by day. So what do you think is the cause of that?
At first, I thought that it was the DJs that we are not like giving enough attention to like the songs, the Sierra Leonean sound. But now I think it's the industry is calling for new artists and new sound, and some of the old artists are becoming old.
Okay.
Understand? So you will not understand, but in the next 1 year you will understand exactly what I'm saying.
Alright.
You will see it happen. New acts will come, and some old acts will fade off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just life.
That's life. You understand? So the sound has changed. You know, you have this Nigerian Fireboy, Joe Boy, Omale.
Yeah,
so their songs are the top picking songs now in Africa. So the fans out there, the Sierra Leonean fans, they also want to be part of the Afrobeat vibe. So we are not giving them what they're expecting.
Okay.
You remember when we started this Nigerian thingy, it was 2013, 14, 15, right? Yeah. We came in with a lot of dancing to the beat songs. They said the word was out there that we, Elegina didn't drag Nigerian music because we did their exact sound, just add the Creole in it. And it created a very big wave. So that's what we have to do now. If we do not do that, Nigerian music on suppressing our music because the sound needs to change. But like you said earlier, you asked that how LG have influenced the industry. Virtually, let's say 90% of all of the new acts that came after us virtually copied from LG. Because before we came, we had Echo, and they came from forensic. There was this forensic sound that Sierra Leone people later, Sierra Leone people they have this kind of thing where when they hear new sound, they try to criticize the old one.
Okay. So
the Echo they are doing very well, and later on Nigerian music, Timaya Tegji came. They started calling the music Bimbishki, and it was very degrading. So when we came, we took part of the Bimbishki and the Nigerian thing, blended together, and it was totally new and people accepted it.
Okay.
You understand? So right now, all of that came after us took that sound that we created and they ran with it. So, and if we think about the top best artists, they all came from election. Like Mahmoudi, Akman, Rosé, Dove, and so many other new stars coming up, they came from election. So we've done our own part and we've helped so many people to achieve their dreams, and we're still helping a lot of people to achieve their dreams. Right now we have 2 new artists that we're going to unveil January.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that question.
Yes, we have 2 new artists that we're going to unveil. One's called Yaz, and the other one is called Kamel. They are extraordinary artists. They are mad artists. You know, we are still doing our own part in like creating new artists and new sound, but it's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy.
Because there are a lot of complaints out there from those young artists coming up. They say you, the already celebrity artist, you do not create the platform for the young ones to come up.
Let me just say something about that.
Okay.
That's true. That's purely true. The old artists, they seem to like be pushing the young artists away, and obviously they are going to replace us. Yeah. We can't fight that. There will come a time you will not hear about like Nagaton constantly, because we have to. By that time, we will have one nice R&B artist that will be banging on us in young. That's life. So we have to embrace them. But for us, if you check like we have had the highest amount of collaboration for years. Okay. Yes, that's what when you ask us that how many songs we've created. So because of we had a lot of collaborations and stuff. We are doing our own part, and we also encourage all of these old artists. So encourage them. They are not encouraging them. They are pushing them.
Encourage the veteran.
So you have been encouraging those
constantly.
And giving answers to the veterans.
Okay. So whatever people admire in the open must be some challenges. What are some of these challenges you have been facing? Even though you're a big artist now, but there are mostly some challenges.
You know, everybody wants to be the best. You understand? So everyone in their own catchment, they always think I'm the best in their own diverse ways. You understand? So you know, in Sierra Leone, there's a syndrome that if you're not part of something, if you're not part of that particular thing, you will not support it. Okay. That's the syndrome in Sierra Leone. Like if not to me, not to the business, and that's really, 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 really bad in Sierra Leone. So that's the mentality people have, and some of those people will say, "The only not too best for me, but you understand." So, and once upon a time, the ex-president Pakaba did say that, I quote, "Salomon get black and no timarat." Remember, you understand? So some people, and all we need is really now. I speak the truth. It's love.
It's love, exactly.
For this industry to grow, imagine 7 million, according to census. You understand? Yes. Fighting 280 something million. They are the Nigerians.
It's a huge one. Okay. So I want to be inquisitive before we round off. Are you married? Of course, I'm coming to you. I know you're married already. So, Cass, are you married or do you have plans?
Yes, so I have plans. Maybe the end of 2022.
Okay.
Or I better say early 23.
Okay. So you are no longer searching. You are mingle now.
Yeah. I'm mingling now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have kids? How many?
I have so many kids.
Okay.
So many. I'm not be specific, but so many. You understand? As my brother was naming you. Okay. You understand? So.
All right.
We regard them as LXG's kid.
Okay.
You understand? They're not individual because we treat them all as the same. Because we live in the same house. So my child is his. You understand? So that's it.
Okay, so over to you. You know, it's so bad.
I know that you are finding your way here.
Exactly. No, it's a surprise I didn't see the lady. Of course, BTS you've been mentioning is part of this election thing.
Sure.
So, but she's not here today. That is fine. So, it's hard nowadays. It's so hard to see celebrity and celebrity get married. Yeah. So, what is the secret behind that?
I would say the secret is having this other celebrity woman, which is BTS.
Okay.
She's an extraordinary lady.
Okay.
She is different. When we talk about her spiritual life, she's in front.
Okay.
And she's not joking about it. If we want to enter into the car and we will not pray, that's kind of
fights.
Oh wow.
Like you say, no, we need to pray about this. No, we have this issue. We need to go to church. We need to give tithe. That's the way she is. Okay. And she's that kind of celebrity that she exercises her celebrity rights and privileges over social media more. She doesn't go to club. She doesn't go to parties. She doesn't go nowhere. The best time you find prettiest like as being herself is either in church or praying at home or studying her kids or cooking in the kitchen or taking care of the home.
Okay, so you have kids?
We have kids, yes.
Okay.
So that's the best time you will see her in action. So for me, Gas, J-Black, as you see, me free bad.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
My special J-Black.
Say now.
So like now, but pretty she was like composed from time coming up.
Okay.
Thing. So she's not like a
So
celebrity.
she's
to me.
just so different.
She's just like that prayerful housewife.
Okay.
So that's why the chemistry, if she was like me, going out, always want to be there, we have never married. Yes. So, I believe that's the secret of two celebrities being together. One must disown a celebrity rights for the other.
Okay.
So will not be two.
Alright, so lastly before we go, what's your impression about the Canadian University of Modern Technology television station?
Wow. Anything I would you ask, eh?
Yes.
Alright, so I'll start. My impression, this vision has helped me to believe that you always start small.
Okay.
You understand? It doesn't matter how small it is. You understand? Because I know the vision behind this.
Are you a lover of music? Thus the fun of sports gets to you. Central University offers you fun while studying. At Central University, you have the chance to study and still be part of what you love. Enrolling at Central University provides you with the opportunity to explore your skills in a basketball team, volleyball team, music band, and a football team. You will never get bored while studying here. The admission portal is still open. Apply today and have the chance to explore your unique talents. You want it all. You can get it all at Central University, a place where careers begin. We say it all. We let you in on all sides of the story. We are your guide. We are your hidden eye. We are Central University Television, Channel 44. Stay glued. Students in the agricultural department at Central University have benefited from an international exchange hands-on practice skills training seminar organized by the Initiative for Rural Development Organization Sierra Leone in collaboration with the Urban Farm Denver, Colorado State in the United States of America. Drew Handel is the horticultural manager of the Urban Farm Denver, Colorado State.
Why I'm here is because of an exchange program through the Department of State of the United States government. And I was lucky enough to have Jibril Cisse come to my place of work, and it helped bridge a partnership that allowed me to apply to come here. So now I'm here today to partner with the Central University of Sierra Leone to talk about agriculture.
The training, according to the Director of Quality Assurance at Central University, Jibril Africano Cisse, will enable students to have the required skills in the agricultural sector, adding that the goal is to create a circle of cross-cultural learning system in agricultural practices.
It's key for us to continue to learn and share our ideas and experiences. And for me, I think Sierra Leone, with this amount of population we can do better in terms of food. We have the environment. We just need to train the right mindset. So that is why we included leadership in agriculture. So we have modules like project leadership, entrepreneurship, and some important aspects I consider to be gaps in agriculture. So this will empower and skill our young people so that they can take charge of food security in our country.
The head of the Agricultural Department at Central University, Edward Abdul Sankor, underscored the seminar and training as a session that will contribute to individual growth and development.
Being that a good number of these students are youth, now having got the first-hand information from Central University here, it could be of great use for their future endeavors so that they too can practicalize what they have learned here to better them up and their families. Their ideas could also increase. It can also help them to build up their CVs, their curriculum vitae, because at the end of the training session, we have to certify them.
Narrating on what he learned during the course of the training, a student in the Agricultural Department, Isa Kuruma, cited soil testing, environmental control, among other things, as an integral component of the week-long training.
I learned a lot on farm marketing, then on this soil testing. As today, the main problem that affects farmers is they just go out to the field and plant whatever plantation they want to grow. They don't do soil testing. So today, Dr. Brim has taught us that whenever we want to embark on agriculture, we must first test the soil to know the type of soil we are cultivating and to know the type of plant we are to cultivate. And also on this modern technology, using this machinery, how to use them, we learned a lot on this seminar.
Reporting for Central University, I am Mariama Precious Halabi.